Welcome back to part two of my SHOT Show coverage. If I sound a little under the weather, I am very hungover. Um, but yeah, I'll just get right into the coverage. So, starting off at the Taurus group, I went over to the Heritage guns. I've only ever been familiar with their Rough Rider pistols, their little single action 22s and whatnot. I did not realize they made side by side shotguns as well. So I was pleasantly surprised. They are quite expensive compared to their other stuff, with only being familiar with their Heritage Rough Riders, which are usually under 200 bucks. These guys are going for 900 for the hammerless one there, and about 980 for the one with the hammers up top. But overall, the fit and finish on them is pretty decent, and I'm probably going to end up picking up the Coach Whip up top there. And over to Rossi, I wanted to take a look at their LWCs. Um, Super cool single shot rifles, polymer furniture. It's got the optic rail up top. I do have one of the Rossi Brawlers, which is essentially the pistol version, um, and it's pretty nice. And these the carbines are coming out in a variety of different calibers. I was seeing some online for chambered for 8.6 blackout and 300 blackout, and I think those would be excellent suppressor hosts that I will probably end up picking up. They are MSRP about 330, 340 ish, so quite affordable. And onto Taurus, this is their new GX2. So if you're familiar with the G2 series and the GX series, this is kind of an amalgamation of the two. Striker fired polymer handgun, but it does have a manual safety on it. Holds 13 rounds. MSRP is about 310 bucks, so keeping in line with other Taurus products, quite affordable. This is their Judge Home Defender. I believe they released this last year, but this is my first time actually putting hands on one. Cool little package. So it's their 410 45 long Colt revolver, but it's got a 13-inch barrel, um, as well as an optics mount up top and a rail for a light down on the bottom, like you see in the picture. Um, Definitely a cool little piece. Retailing for about 758. This is their Expedition rifle. So this is a bolt action hunting rifle, um, based off a Remington 700 action. Um, Threaded barrel. It's got M-lock on the bottom of the chassis there up front for whatever accessories you want to mount. As you can see, they have it mounted. There's also a Spartan mount, which is what that's mounted on, as well as it's got cutouts um, just in front of the mag well for clamp style tripods. Um, I didn't play around with this one much, but it seems to be a decently smooth rifle for 985 bucks MSRP. This is their TX22 Toro, so the full size TX with optics cut. It's got a threaded barrel as well as coming with 22 round magazines. This guy's MSRP for 364 bucks. And I happened upon the Ivor Johnson booth, which was a name I have not heard in a long time. They are still out there making 1911s, and these 1911 carbines caught my eye. Um, right around $1,000. Um, just a kind of a cool concept. Stocked 1911 with a 16-inch barrel. I think if you get some extended 1911 mags, throw that in those. Maybe get some sort of optic mount. It could be a really cool little PCC. And this was their new one for this year. Kind of a tactical version, if you will. Takes AR stocks. It'll have a kind of AR handguard on the front of it. Um, a lot of the stuff on this was 3D printed, just kind of a prototype, but they did say it was going to be coming later this year, I believe. And this one was running, I think, 1100, 1200 bucks, something like that. Again, get an optic on this guy, longer mags. This thing could be pretty cool. And the funky looking stuff like this always catches my eye. And Keltec, big into the 5.7 this year. Came out with a sub 2000 in 5.7, takes FN 5.7 mags. So if you're familiar with their regular sub 2000s in the 9, and I think they make them in 40 too. Folding carbine, this is their Gen 3 style, so it does rotate when you fold it up, so you can keep an optic on it. I definitely am waiting to see how this thing performs, but I mean, like most of their stuff, it's probably decent. And this was their showstopper this year. This is the PR57. So a 5.7 pistol. It does not take detachable mags. It loads with stripper clips, and it holds 20 plus 1. MSRP on this guy is $399, so I imagine a lot of these things are going to go out the door. Comes with an optics mount. Takedown's super easy, so from closed like this, you push the trigger forward, slide comes off the front. Putting it back together, you slide it back till it locks, push that trigger forward again, and it's back together. For 400 bucks for a 5.7, I think I'm definitely going to need at least one of these, maybe two. But I think they should be a sweet shooting pistol, and they do use a rotating barrel system, so probably negligible recoil on this guy too. So I'm super excited to see how this guy fares. And this is the Kriss Chimera. So another kind of modular handgun. To me, it seems like it's based off of a CZ75. It does have an option that I've seen on CZs where you can have either a decocker or safety. One cool thing I did like about this is, so if you want to get the longer barrels and put it on the compact frame, they do have extensions for the dust cover and the rail, so it can come all the way out to the end of the barrel. So I thought that was a neat little feature. But overall, I would probably just have to see how this one shoots. Yeah. PSA had a lot of cool concept guns this year, so I'm going to run through these pretty quick. Not MSRPs on them or anything, just stuff they're kind of putting feelers out, see how people react. This is their semi-auto 50 BMG. Obviously, it's got that big Fostech 20 or 25 round drum on the bottom of it. But like with anything PSA does, it'll probably be super affordable compared to the competition. So I would definitely like to see this one come to fruition. This is their little 5.7 PDW, so it takes their ROC 5.7 magazines, so not FN 5.7 mags. I think this will be a little cool shooter, kind of MP7 you have at home kind of energy coming off of that, but yeah, super slick little gun. This one was, I think, still a prototype. It is coming later this year though, so yeah, I'm excited to see how this one fares. And this was probably the most hyped one. So last year they announced they were making their PSA 570. So kind of a, like anything PSA does, kind of a, you can just buy the receiver and then piece together a bunch of different parts. It's got a lot of compatible parts with the 870s and the 500s, optics ready, stuff like that. And that's the one down below with the tan furniture. The one up top is actually a semi-auto version that uses the same receiver. So I'm definitely interested to tear into one of those and see how that works. The charging handle, obviously not coming off of the bolt, is between the barrel and the handguard up there. And so when you're, putting your support hand on the forend, you can basically just run your hand back and it racks the gun, which I thought was pretty cool. It was reciprocating though, so I imagine some people are going to get some, busted knuckles, busted fingers if they keep it as a reciprocating charging handle. But definitely excited to see how that one turns out. And DPMS, which is also owned by PSA, they are making one of their kind of old retro kitty cat carbines in a 300 blackout. Um, so just another kind of cool little AR. I love the retro stuff, especially those tubular handguards. Just something about it. It's just a major vibe. Probably one of my favorite guns from Shot is this H&R, so owned by PSA as well. Department of Energy 9mm carbine. I'm sure everybody, if you watch gun YouTube videos, you've probably seen this thing on Forgotten Weapons or a number of other places, but just a super cool little retro thing. Just all sorts of little quirky features. Takes the old Colt 9mm mags. I think this will be a fun little PCC gun. I mean, yeah. So over to the PTR booth. So they make a lot of reproductions of some of the older HK stuff. This is their PTR 63. So this is the 5.56. They actually invited me out to their little mobile range outside of SHOT Show, and I got to shoot this guy with a can. Super nice rifle, and with it taking the AR mags, it does have a bolt hold open, unlike the old models of these. So you don't necessarily have to do the HK slap every time or rack it. Every time you change a mag, it will lock to the rear, and it does have a AR style bolt release as well. Super smooth shooter. Definitely gonna pick one of these up. I got plans to put some wood furniture on it and make a Fallout 3 assault rifle build, but more on that later. So this is Savage's new Revel lever action. So a little 22 lever action, fun little plinker, retailing for $439 for the standard, and for the deluxe that's on the bottom there, going $539. Sharps Bros had, I don't know if this is a new lower for them, but kind of a samurai-esque lower. They're really popular for making, like, as you can see on the left side of this picture here, AR lowers that have different, like, kind of themes to them. So they've got like a Spartan 1, kind of the old B2 bomber style, like shark face kind of one. I think these are cool for, just basing builds around and doing fun stuff like that. So over at the SIG booth, when I could get in there, when it wasn't swamped, this is the SIG Reserve Collection 226 X5. So one of their really done up hammer fired guns. It was very smooth, nice and heavy, obviously full metal construction. So I think this is just a neat looking one. It's got the nice gas pedal slide release up there, so I imagine this is going to be a really nice shooter. And another one I've been really looking forward to is this 320 Flux Legion. So it's got the metal Flux chassis on it, with the optic mount on top, the little collapsing brace on it. Super cool PDW thing. Doesn't add a whole lot of size to the gun, but definitely be a fun little either plinker, or I mean even home defense gun. You get a light on it, optic, be awesome. Over to the Smith & Wesson booth. This one really caught my eye. I had not heard anything about this prior. This is their, it's a mouthful, I gotta find the name. The Spec Series V MMP9 Metal HD Performance Center. So yeah, all steel gun. It's got that kind of cool, almost niter bluing on some of the accent parts and whatnot. Another one of their nice performance center pistols. So it comes with a comp. You can take it off. I think it looks good with the comp on there. It's going to come with, I think, 3 or 4 mags of the like 22 or 23 rounders, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I think I've got one of the Smith & Wesson competitor alloy frame ones, and that's a sweet shooter, so I imagine this is going to be probably even nicer than that. Over to the Springfield booth, not anything too super new, just kind of new SKUs for the existing models. So, for example, this Echelon here, now available with a thumb safety. And this one here is available with a threaded barrel. They came out with a Prodigy Compact now. Um, so obviously a much smaller version of their full-size Prodigy 2011 style pistol. Um, definitely see Could definitely see a lot of people carrying these. This is the Walther PDP Pro X PMM. Um, so basically PDP. It's got some performance upgrades as well as the comp at the end of the barrel there. And this is their one of their PP series handguns. It comes with a threaded barrel chambered in 32 ACP. Um, just a neat, obviously you buy this because it's the James Bond gun. You can put a can on it too. So, but just a neat little gun that they are actually offering threaded now from the factory, which I thought was pretty cool. And that's all I've got. Thanks for watching, guys. That's about all I've got for pictures, but I definitely saw a bunch more stuff. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.